Did you guys watch?
I started, and then I as soon as they tied it, I think is when all hell broke loose at the house.
Right.
Because you were knocking on the door, and my next door neighbor's dog is a crazy white, barks at everything.
Are you guys a fan of this thing?
I think it's definitely better than the All-Star game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would much rather watch this.
Did you watch it?
I'm boycotting it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's exclusive to many other great hockey players.
Yeah, I know.
But I think this is the first step.
Yeah.
I think if this really takes off, I think they're going to open it up a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've already done the World Cup.
Yeah.
So why didn't they do that?
Yeah, but World Cup isn't that the one over in Europe, right?
They did the World Cup with everybody.
Yeah, but this one's not sanctioned by IIHF, so they don't have to have Russia or any of its, I guess you'd call it, puppet states in it. That's the real reason they're doing it. They're trying to exclude Russian athletes, right?
And that's why I don't like it.
Yeah, okay, sure. But like if it's under IIHF, then they have to include those in order to keep it the IIHF body. That's the only reason they moved it under the NHL banner.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel bad that the athletes are being shunned, harmed, or held back because of what their leader's doing.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong. But they're just trying to say like, hey, what your leader's doing is wrong, so the whole country gets punished. You can't be like, oh, look, like, it's McDavid, we're going to let him do it because he's a superstar. Or, oh, it's Russia, we're going to let their athletes play because...
I can make the argument that what America's doing is really shitty, too.
Oh, for sure. Like, if you get into the whole Russia conflict, it stems back to what America and NATO are doing. Mm-hmm. It's not what Russia was doing. But that's a whole different story. Yeah. This is not the place for politics.
Yeah. But, so who won the game?
Canada won.
Canada in overtime.
Canada in overtime.
So, I mean, I agree. Like we kind of talked about, I hate how, excuse me, how it's very like PGA with the other tour or whatever it is.
The virtual tour?
No. Well, that's stupid.
Live?
Live or whatever, right? Like the PGA and then Live. And then there were like guys that went over, and then, and then now they merge, and who cares? Yeah. It's all money, right? Like, and that's what I mean. Like, this is just trying to make money, and politics. Like, yeah, in sports, I hear that. I'll say this, man: the hockey is good hockey. Like at least they're playing it right, you know. Like, this is kind of the warm up for the Olympics, like so. Yeah, I tuned in because I was curious, and you hear about Team Canada's power play.
Marchand's little dig.
So it was what, Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid, Makar,
and Sam.
I mean, it doesn't matter at that
Reinhardt.
point, right? Yeah, okay, but it was 4 forwards and 1 D, right? Yeah. Like. So they get a power play early, so it looks like Theodore. I think he broke his arm or his wrist or something because he kind of went in, and the way he was holding it looked bad. Yeah,
it's broken.
So yeah, there's we get a power play. I can't remember how, and I chuckle because I'm like, this is early.
It was like first 2 minutes of the game, and
in like ridiculous fashion. Crosby from like the side of the net, this like no look back. You see him quickly, like he knows where McKinnon's going to be, and he just kind of and it was like everybody's looking this way, and he's over here back to a wide open McKinnon, and it was just like ridiculous. Like this is a video game at this point, right? Like those guys are so good, but it looked like it was a pretty spirited affair, and I was like, man, Petey looked all right. Like I said, I kind of got pulled away from it here and there, but I'm cheering for the team in red too. So,
well, I like the fact, the power play was ridiculous, and as Marchand said, stick 3 goalies in net, see if they can do the job.
Yeah,
that was his dig at it. But the level of the hockey being played is great. The guys were hitting, and they were hitting not just to start a fight, or they were hitting to be effective. They were hitting to punish the guys a bit too. Whereas like the All-Star game, they don't even hit. And it's boring because you see someone come in and do a bunch of fancy stick handles and the guy like lets them go kind of thing.
It's camp for the Olympics. Like, it definitely feels like that for sure.
Yeah, especially the bubble guys.
I'm sad that Bennington's there, not Aiden. I think Aiden Hill should be starting.
I think Logan Thompson should be in the tournament, period.
Yeah.
But like, I'm curious, there's got to be something going on with Vegas and why he left or something. Because you got Hill, who was Vegas.
Yeah.
Theodore, who was Vegas. Stone, that was Vegas.
Yeah.
And all I heard through whatever media channels, it was like, they just don't want him there. So you're kind of curious if there's something internal.
But I also wish Fleury was there.
Yeah, like...
Because he's, man,
How old is he?
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is his swan song, right? Like, this is it for him.
This
Yeah.
is last
Let
year,
him
right?
go,
Yeah, but
think-
the rosters are set in small, right? So I think they're only allowed to carry 2 goalies.
man. No, they get 3.
They get 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Because like now that Theodore's out, we can't bring someone else
That's right.
to replace him. The roster's set.
They're set now. But, yeah, they can't add anything now or whatever. But I think they have 3 on the team.
I would have gone maybe
But-
Bennington, Thompson, Theodore,
Yeah.
or Fleury if you wanted to.
Yeah. But whatever. I love Fleury.
But they probably asked Fleury, and he was like, "Oh, let someone else."
That's it too, right? Like, he
So
might
nice
want
guy.
2 weeks off. Because, like you say, like, some people think this is bullshit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there should have been, I don't know.
Like, think about
It's tough.
Dominic Hasek when he beat Canada in the Olympics. Single-handedly.
Yeah.
Like that was an amazing thing, right?
Yeah.
It hurt, but that's what made international hockey amazing, right?
Yeah.
I have a
And
dear friend of mine bought me a Dominic Hasek shirt. Brought it back to me, like, from over there or whatever.
Yeah.
Fit
Did you
me
get it?
super tight. What's that?
Did you get out of the Hockey Hall of Fame?
No,
Because
like,
poor Hasek had to go like collect his stuff out of the Czechoslovakia Hall of Fame or something. Because they were closing it.
oh my God. But the picture on it, I laugh because it's him fucking winning, beating us, like beating Team Canada. And it wasn't like he did not mean that. He wasn't like, right? Like, it was just this nice gesture. Oh, I brought this back from, thought you'd love it. And I do love it, but it's like, thanks, dickhead. It's like it's like the Patriots beating the Seahawks. Like, I don't want that hat, fuckface. Like, anyway, yeah. That's what that.
And he was an old goaltender.
Yeah.
He primed like well into his later years.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Even the other guy that beat us, the Canucks, Thomas.
Tim Thomas.
Tim Thomas, yeah, he was
He
old.
was an old fart.
Yeah. Thomas's interesting story on how his whole NHL career was brought about. You should look it up on YouTube. It's quite interesting. And where he is now, even.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't know the full story. I don't
There's
remember
beer
it
league. He was
100%.
playing beer league, like high-level beer league somewhere.
I'm gonna
No, he
make a
played
note.
over in Europe.
Let's
Yeah, but then he came back, and then the ECHL, he got scooped up there, like on the
Yep.
East Coast League or something, and then
Did he retire right after they won the Stanley Cup? Like,
no, he bounced around.
Oh,
He
yeah.
ended up on Florida with Luongo for a cup of coffee,
Yeah. And Luongo and him didn't get along either.
and so Luongo was like, "No." And at training camp, they let Thomas go. I don't even think they shared an ice sheet.
Yeah.
Thomas ended up I think it's heart or concussion problems he ended up retiring on. And he's doing much better now, has a ranch and stuff. But yeah, he bounced around from Europe to ECHL and that, and then they got him on Boston. There was a story going around that one of the Boston players actually snuck him into training camp, snuck him into the building, and he got dressed in the back room and then hopped on, and they were like, "Who's this guy?" Well, I don't know, but he's doing great.
Yeah.
But there was a guy that was determined.
Yeah.
He still holds the NHL's best playoff records, I think. Bobrovsky came close last year, but I don't think he beat him.